There is an island where no one enters and no one leaves. The forest watches. The sea warns. They speak a language no one understands. They light fires no one dares to follow. They live in a world that time forgot. If this mystery draws you in, stay with me. There are places you've never dreamed of. Subscribe if you wish to walk deeper into the dark. This is the story of the Sentinelese, the invisible people of the Forbidden Island. Far from busy cities and glowing lights lies an island with no airport, no harbor, no name on most maps. Only the sea knows the way. Only the birds fly over it. Even satellites struggle to see through its canopy. This is North Sentinel Island, part of the Andaman chain, but unlike any other. It is surrounded by coral reefs, sharp and shallow, guarding it like ancient teeth. No ship can land easily. No plane can land at all. Nature itself has placed 1,000 no-entry signs in wind, in waves, in stone. The trees grow thick. The beach is narrow. The jungle begins just steps from the sand, dark and watching. And in that forest live people older than time, untouched by the world, unshaped by its noise. To them, we are strangers, ghosts, invaders. They do not want our help, our gifts, or our machines. They want to be left alone. No one knows what they call themselves. We say Sentinelese, but that is not their name. Their true name lives only in their own voices, carried by wind, never written, never heard up close. They live in small groups, building huts from palm leaves, using fire made by hand, shaping arrows with stone and bone. No steel, no wheels, no words from outside. Just forest, fire, and the knowledge passed from voice to ear, from elder to child, like whispers wrapped in time. They fish in the shallow waters, hunt in the undergrowth, walk barefoot on sand their ancestors walked 1,000 years ago. And every night, under the stars, they sit by firelight as they always have. They need no calendar, no history books, their past lives in memory. Their future is today. They are not behind us. They are simply elsewhere, in a world they chose to keep exactly as it was. The world does not like to be ignored, and so many tried to reach the island that didn't want to be found. The first records go back to the 1800s, when a British ship was caught on the reefs near the island. The crew came ashore, and what they found was fear and arrows. The Sentinelese vanished into the jungle, but watched, always watched. Later, the British returned, not with kindness, but with chains. They captured 6 islanders, an old couple and 4 children, to study them. The elders died quickly. The children were returned with gifts and fear in their eyes. Since then, the island has stayed closed, silent, still, wounded. In the 70s and 80s, Indian officials tried again. They came with coconuts, metal pots, toys, and mirrors, hoping gifts could open the forest's heart. Sometimes figures appeared on the shore, dark-skinned, silent, holding bows, staring without smiling. Other times, the visitors were met with arrows fired high into the air, a warning, not a welcome. In 1991, a moment came. A man waded into the water with gifts in hand, and one of the Sentinelese touched his palm. For a second, the world held its breath. But it didn't last. The island withdrew again, the people vanishing into their green cathedral. Soon after, India stopped the visits. They placed a law. No one may go within 3 nautical miles. No more boats, no more cameras, no more gifts. The island was left to the birds, the waves, and the ancient trees. Some say we failed. Others say we finally listened. But perhaps we were never meant to enter at all. Imagine a place where every tree is a gate and every shadow remembers, where silence is not emptiness, but a voice, a boundary, a warning. To the Sentinelese, every stranger is a danger, not because they are cruel, but because they remember. They remember the sickness that once came with outsiders. They remember the ones who never returned. Their isolation is not ignorance, it is survival. They do not need roads. They do not need gods carved in stone. They do not need our songs because they still sing their own. When we look at their island, we see mystery. They may look at us and see a storm. Our ships, our plastics, our weapons, our noise. We bring speed, but they have time. We bring science, but they have memory. We build skyscrapers, but they walk the same forest their ancestors once knew with bare feet and open eyes. They do not wish to be saved. To them, it is we who are lost. And so, when a drone flies above, they shoot it down. When a man rows too close, they raise their bows. And when a stranger steps on their shore, sometimes he does not leave. In 2018, a missionary tried. He believed he could bring light to what he thought was darkness. He stepped onto the sand with a Bible in hand. He was never seen again. It shocked the world, but not the island. The waves rolled on. The jungle stood still. Because for the Sentinelese, it was not an event. It was simply another line crossed. The world asked, should we punish them, rescue them, educate them? But maybe, just maybe, we should let them be. Because sometimes the most sacred choice is to say no. close your eyes and imagine a night by the fire. Two people sit on the sand. One speaks the language of the stars, the other the language of trees. Neither understands the other's words, but maybe they understand the silence. What would we tell them? That we've walked on the moon? That we've made machines that think? That we've forgotten how to be still? Would we offer them plastic and metal? Screens that shine, but never warm the hands? Would we tell them about our cities, our wars, our loneliness? And what would they tell us? Nothing, perhaps. Just a look. Just the wind moving through the leaves, like an answer we're not ready to hear. Some stories are not meant to cross. Some distances are sacred. If we met, truly met, would we bring understanding or ruin? So perhaps it is a gift that we remain apart. Two worlds side by side, like stars that shine in the same sky, but never touch. If you're still here, wandering with me in the dark, thank you. Let the fire keep burning. Let your mind stay curious. And if you'd like more journeys like this, subscribe to join the next night's tale. Because this island, this silence, this mystery asks us not to explain, but to listen. The world spins faster every day. New buildings rise. Old forests fall. Voices speak louder. Screens glow brighter. And sleep comes later. But on North Sentinel Island, nothing changes. The huts stay low. The fires burn quiet. The people move through shadow like wind through bamboo. They do not rush. They do not scroll. They do not ask the time because they are never late. Birdsong is still their morning bell. The sun still writes the hours on the forest floor. The moon still guides the tides. And the stars, oh, the stars. They are not blocked by streetlights. They still speak. Each child born on the island enters a world unburdened by memory cards, passwords, and power lines. They do not need to remember who invented electricity or why the world is melting. They know the fish, the trees, the sky. They know now, not before, not after. We call this place behind. But what if it is simply still? What if stillness is not failure, but wisdom? When the wind moves over the island, it carries no engines, only the scent of salt and the soft cracking of branches. When the rain falls, no one checks the forecast. They step into it, bare feet, bare skin, as their ancestors did 1,000 years ago. And when night comes, there are no sirens, no phones, no news, only the sound of crickets, crackling fire, and breathing. The world has rushed ahead. The island has remained. And in that silence, there is something we may never understand, but deeply, secretly need. There are few places left on this earth where the law says, do not enter, do not disturb, do not touch. North Sentinel Island is one of them. In 2005, after the Great Tsunami shook the Indian Ocean, helicopters flew over the Andaman Islands to check for survivors. They passed over North Sentinel, and there, among the broken trees and washed-out sands, a man stood on the beach, bow in hand, arrow aimed high. Alive, defiant, unbroken. That image went around the world, not for what it showed, but for what it said. We are still here. We do not want you. India listened. The government declared a protected zone, 3 nautical miles in all directions. No tourists, no researchers, no fishermen, no drones, no contact. To break this rule is to risk prison or death. But the law is not a punishment. It is offensive respect. Anthropologists, once curious, now stay away. Satellite photos are rare and unclear. The last clear image may be the last we ever see. And perhaps that is how it should be. Imagine an entire world existing freely with no one watching. No comments, no cameras, no need to perform. Just life. Raw, imperfect, ancient, but entirely, beautifully theirs. We used to chase mystery to conquer it. Now we protect it to let it live. We've finally learned. Some stories are not ours to tell. Some homes are not ours to visit. And some people do not need saving. Only space. They are not hidden. We are simply not invited. Somewhere in the Bay of Bengal, wrapped in mist, there is a dot on the map that does not wish to be known. It sleeps under clouds, under stars, under time itself. The waves speak softly to its shores. The trees sway but never bend. The fires burn low and are never filmed. The island does not grow louder, faster, brighter. It simply is. And the people who live there, they move through the same paths their great-grandparents once walked. They breathe the same wind. They see the same constellations. They are not frozen in time. They are time, unbroken, unrushed, untouched. While we chase answers, they carry questions in silence, and that silence is sacred. Somewhere tonight, a sentinel child laughs in the forest. A father sharpens his arrow. A mother tends a flame. And none of them knows the name Earth. Because to them, there is only this beach, this breath, this now. We will never meet them, and that is a kind of peace. We must protect what we don't understand. We must honor what says no, and we must let the last quiet places stay quiet. If this journey stayed with you, even just a little, Subscribe to join me next time. Under torchlight, in the dark, in the stories forgotten by time. Sleep well, and may your thoughts walk gently like barefoot steps through ancient sand.